On World News Tonight this Tuesday, the president's side of the story in front of the House Judiciary Committee.
As surely as we all know that what he did is sinful, we also know it is not impeachable.
What difference will it make? The San Francisco blackout for several hours today, trains and traffic lights didn't work, nor did ATMs. Nearly 1 million people without power. And how serious is the Social Security problem? If the system is going to stay healthy, who is going to pay? We'll take a closer look.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. On Capitol Hill today, the lawyers for President Clinton settled in to make a last stand on his behalf. They have 2 days before the House Judiciary Committee to make the case why Mr. Clinton should not be impeached for perjury, obstruction of justice, or abuse of power. Many members of the committee are some of the most partisan in Congress. First, here's ABC's Linda Douglas.
For 15 minutes.
Facing Republicans who seem bent on impeaching the president, the White House lawyer began by apologizing on Mr. Clinton's behalf.
The president wants everyone to know, the committee, the Congress, and the country, that he is genuinely sorry for the pain and the damage that he has caused and for the wrongs that he has committed.
But Craig insisted nothing the president has done warrants removing him from office.
As surely as we all know that what he did is sinful, we also know it is not impeachable.
Craig stuck to the White House line that when the president testified about his relationship with Monica Lewinsky, he may have played word games, but he never lied under oath.
The president's testimony was evasive, incomplete, misleading, even maddening, but it was not perjury.
That was like a red flag to Republicans.
Mr. Craig, in the president's deposition last January, he was asked this question. At any time were you and Monica Lewinsky alone together in the Oval Office? He answered, I don't recall. Is it your position here today on behalf of the president he was telling the truth?
That's correct, Congressman. It was evasive, it was misleading, he tried to be narrowly accurate.
This is an amazing thing, that you now sit before us and you're taking back all of his apologies. It was oral sex, it wasn't real sex. Now, is that what you're here to say to us today? That he did not have sex with Monica Lewinsky?
Sexual relations is defined in every dictionary in a certain way, and he did not have that kind of sexual contact with Monica Lewinsky.
The White House brought in constitutional experts who argued impeaching this president is unwarranted and unwise.
Even if the Starr charges are true, they don't begin to outweigh the enormous damage of removing a president.
This body will go down in the history books as one that was dominated by vindictiveness and by vengeance and by partisanship.
I resent the fact that some accuse us of vengeance. And if anybody thinks that vengeance is involved, I'll meet them in the parking lot later on tonight.
The president's lawyers promised to address the facts in the case tomorrow. Their audience is not the committee members who already have their minds made up, but the handful of undecided Republicans who will determine the outcome of the vote when it reaches the full House. Linda Douglas, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
As Linda Douglas points out, the White House will need to win over several Republicans before that vote in the full House next week. There are varying estimates about how many Republicans still have to make up their minds. How might they be influenced? ABC's Sam Donaldson is with us at the White House tonight. Sam, what's the president got in mind?
Well, Peter, you asked what the president could do to help himself now. The most often heard suggestion is that he address the nation with a combination of new confession and renewed contrition. But some of the president's advisors argue that that's a risky approach that could even add to his credibility problem and risk future prosecution.
Today, before the House Judiciary Committee, former committee members who voted for Richard Nixon's impeachment back in 1974 said they thought Mr. Nixon could have saved himself by confessing.
Had he gone public and said, I apologize, my sense is the public would probably have forgiven him.
But when it comes to contrition from President Clinton, he has already gone down that road. In Moscow.
I have acknowledged that I made a mistake.
In Dublin.
You're indefensible, and I'm sorry about it.
At a White House prayer breakfast.
I don't think there is a fancy way to say that I have sinned.
Now, some of his advisors fear, for the president to say it all again would be seen as a cynical ploy, rather than a sincere act. And when it comes to further confession...
And in regard to the perjury allegations... Perjury? Lying under oath? That would be lying under oath or perjury, wouldn't it?
Perjury is a criminal offense, whether impeachable or not. And ever since his first public admission in August, Mr. Clinton has carefully refused to admit he lied under oath. But some moderate Republicans, including New York's Rick Lazio, says the point is not to subject Mr. Clinton to criminal prosecution, but to hear him say he lied.
I don't think anyone is trying to set him up. What we're trying to say here is that the president's got to admit to his wrongdoing.
Even without doing anything more, the president has picked up support from another New York Republican congressman, Amo Houghton, who will announce in tomorrow morning's New York Times that he'll vote no. But that doesn't end the anxiety here. And despite the risk of going public once again, one of the president's top aides predicts Mr. Clinton will do that if it appears to be his only chance of averting impeachment on the House floor. Peter?
Thank you, Sam. Sam Donaldson at the White House tonight. In a moment, we'll go on to some of the other news, including a day of darkness in San Francisco.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by T. Rowe Price.
What a party. I'll never forget it. We started investing in no-load mutual funds with T. Rowe Price right after Randall's first big promotion. People thought we were crazy investing by ourselves. Few people did it back then. Well, we wanted to enjoy our retirement, work with kids, hang out in the backyard, all 40 zillion acres of it.
For over 50 years, we've been helping people invest with confidence. T. Rowe Price.
That the party of the first part did not intend for the party of the second.
I should have used Preparation H.
If you had, you wouldn't be suffering now. Preparation H helps stop itch and further irritation with a soothing layer of protection.
I should have used Preparation H.
Stops itch, stops irritation.
Mom's calling Enterprise Rent-A-Car because our car is sick.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up.
Wow!
Drive you to our place and get you on your way.
Everybody loves to be picked up.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Oh, this head cold. I'm so clogged up, I just can't focus.
You okay?
Get Tavus D. Just one works 12 hours versus 4 Tylenol cold pills. Tavus D clears your congestion. Be clear-headed, clear through your day with Tavus D.
It was a dark day in San Francisco and the rest of the Bay Area as well. A blackout cut off power to nearly 1 million people. There were no major accidents. There was some chaos, and it was certainly a major disruption. Here's ABC's Brian Rooney.
The antique cable cars stopped rolling, and so did the modern trains that shrugged off the 1989 earthquake. The airport was closed for an hour, and flights were delayed for 4. Traffic was backed up, and commuters packed the ferries to avoid the road.
It's not always like this, trust us.
Computers are gone, and the telephones just went down now.
The traffic lights were out. At one intersection, a pedestrian directed. The outage occurred after a construction crew interrupted a main line at a switching station south of the city.
I don't have all the details of that, but that set off a series of events which resulted in the loss of electricity to a large portion of San Francisco.
Firefighters spent the morning rescuing people stranded in elevators and stopped subway cars. It was hard to get money. ATM machines didn't work, and it was no better going in the bank. If you had money, you couldn't spend it. Businesses closed for lack of power to run the cash register, although the ones that had power were ready to cash in.
We got power, we got food, come on in.
By early afternoon, the Christmas tree in Union Square was again sparkling with lights, and the power company was assuring everyone things would be normal by tonight. But to paraphrase Mark Twain, the darkest winter night was a day in San Francisco. Brian Rooney, ABC News, San Francisco.
On the money tonight, the value of an average home up by 5% in the third quarter compared to a year ago. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average down more than 42 points to close at 90.27. The NASDAQ was down more than 5 points. The Christmas bonuses on Wall Street are going to be down perhaps as much as 25%. The profits at the big Wall Street firms are down. And while we're in the workplace, a new number about privacy. The American Management Association says that 35% of employers now monitor their workers by checking on their email and computer files or using hidden cameras. Elsewhere in the world today, The North Korean military establishment said it was determined to annihilate what it calls U.S. imperialists, Japanese reactionaries, and South Korean puppets. This might be regarded as standard North Korean rhetoric if the U.S. were not also worried about a North Korean nuclear program they cannot get a good look at. Here's ABC's John McWethy.
Satellite images of the northern part of North Korea, intelligence sources say, leave little doubt that a massive underground nuclear project is now under construction. That would be a gross violation of the promise North Korea made 4 years ago to shut down its nuclear program in exchange for billions of dollars in aid from the U.S., Japan, and South Korea. It sounds a lot like Iraq. The U.S. is demanding that international inspectors be given access to North Korea's underground construction site. The North Koreans say only for a price, $300 million to take a look. And as is the case with Iraq, the U.S. views North Korea as a potential threat to its neighbors and the world. But in many ways, North Korea, with its fanatical and unpredictable leadership, may be even more dangerous.
I think that you simply have to take absolutely every precaution. They could do something absolutely nuts.
And if a regime like North Korea were to add missiles that could hit the U.S., which it is working on, and nuclear weapons, the implications become terrifying. John McWethy, ABC News, the Pentagon.
On the subject of looking, United Nations weapons inspectors have begun making unannounced visits to sites in Iraq searching for chemical weapons. 7 surprise inspections today. No word on whether anything was found. When we come back, we're going to take a closer look at saving Social Security. Think of a squirrel.
The average workday lasts longer than a few hours, but the average pain reliever may work a few hours, then quit. Aleve works all day with just 2 pills. It would take 8 Tylenol to do that. 2 pills, all-day relief, works for me.
Kids today need to learn patience. My son knows when he does the dishes, he has to take his time. First, the pots and pans have to be set aside, then soaked, scrubbed, and carefully loaded in the dishwasher.
Introducing new Cascade Plus, packed with amazing power pre-treaters that blast away tough food problems you thought your dishwasher couldn't handle. Where other detergents fail, new Cascade Plus leaves incredible results.
Perfect.
New Cascade Plus, leave the tough stuff to us.
When you serve French's traditional green bean casserole, made with the tasty, crispy crunch of French's French fried onions, it'll disappear as quickly as the holidays.
Smile, you've got French's.
What do you see?
Just a bunch of stuff from Staples.
A brother label maker. I could use that. All right, a brother fax. Oh, a brother typewriter. A water gun.
Busted.
Get Brother products at guaranteed low prices and 7,000 other great gift ideas. Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Ah, the good old days of supermarket shopping. When nothing stood between you and your next meal. Nothing. But today, there are materials that help lock out harmful contaminants and reduce spoilage, keeping us safe and the food we eat fresh. Plastics make it possible. So now, the rest is history.
We're going to take a closer look at Social Security tonight because there were not many people in the country who were not interested in the status of the Social Security Trust Fund. In Washington today, the president opened a 2-day conference on the future of Social Security. A variety of politicians, economists, and interest groups were in attendance. The challenge for the government is to see that Social Security doesn't run out of money before the baby boom generation qualifies. And unless something is done to replenish the trust fund, they tell us it'll begin to run out by 2032. In a moment, some suggested solutions. But first, what is the nut of the problem? Here's ABC's Robert Krulwich.
One way to think about the Social Security problem is to imagine yourself as a squirrel. Because if you think about it, while you pay a small Social Security tax in most paychecks during your working years, Squirrels also put a little something aside, bury it actually, for the coming winter of their lives. But imagine what would happen if every time a squirrel buried a nut in the ground, the government were to come along and remove the nut and then eat the nut and substitute an official IOU that says later on when you get hungry, we will replace your nut. Well, when the winter comes, the squirrel has to wonder, how is the government going to turn the IOU back into a nut? Because if they don't, whoops, the squirrel's going to get very hungry. Well, pretty much that is what's happened with Social Security. If you ask for one, the Social Security Administration will send you a list of all the money you've paid in, and if you keep paying, how much you'll get every month if you retire at 62 or 66 or 70. It's as though your retirement money is in a vault somewhere earning interest. But in fact, says analyst Ray DeVoe,
same thing as the squirrel.
Your nut, the money that you've paid in all your life, the government has spent.
What has it been spent on? Everything the government spends.
Our Social Security money has paid not only for today's retirees, but for today's FBI agents and the Bureau of Prisons and the drug enforcement agencies and the Head Start programs. What's left in our Social Security accounts now are IOUs.
How much money do these IOUs represent? Well, many trillion dollars.
Many what?
Many trillions of dollars.
Trillions?
Oh, yes.
So like the squirrel who has to have his IOU turned into something he can eat, we need to figure out how to turn those trillions of IOUs into money that we need when we retire.
For prior generations.
And there are lots of ways to do that, all being discussed at today's conference, but we do have to choose pretty soon, because for millions and millions of baby boomers, winter is getting closer. Robert Krulwich, ABC News.
Pretty clear, right? Once again today, the president stated the need to save Social Security. Once again, Mr. Clinton failed to support any specific proposal. ABC's John Cochran reports now that while saving Social Security is certainly a popular slogan, it's the ways of actually doing it that causes the pain.
Can the country stop Social Security from going broke? Sure, but it will mean inflicting pain or taking risks. For example, we could cut back on benefits for future retirees like Lynn Adamczyk, a medical administrator. The government just sent her an accounting of what her benefits will be when she retires. She was shocked to see how little it was. And now they're talking about cutting benefits?
That is very scary to me.
Here's another idea. The government could require people to work a little longer until they collect Social Security, until, say, 70. But most people have been working hard all their lives and find it's tough enough making it to 65.
I just can't see myself doing what I'm doing now at 70. That would be a stretch.
His wife, Suzanne, agrees. She thinks 70 is too old for a lot of jobs.
I don't think I'd want a brain surgeon who's 70 years old working at me.
Another idea. Increasing the amount of money taken out of your paycheck for Social Security. The under 40 crowd will love that. Young people already feel their payroll taxes are eating them alive and that older people don't pay their fair share.
Younger workers are a sitting target for politicians who want to be able to preserve this program at all costs.
There is one way to avoid the pain of salvaging Social Security, but it means taking a gamble. Each of us would be given control of some of the money we give to Uncle Sam for our retirement, and we could choose our own investments in stocks and bonds. Other countries have done that: Chile, Great Britain, Australia. And a lot of smart people think we should too.
When it comes to risk, over the long term, there's relatively little risk in investing in stocks.
Over the what term?
Over the long term.
Yes, but not in the short term. That's why Social Security funds have been invested in safe but low-paying government bonds. It's a psychological thing. Social Security was set up during the Depression after many Americans lost everything in the 1929 crash. The country did not trust Wall Street.
So this is not going to be easy for the politicians. If it had been, they would have done something long ago. John Cochran, ABC News, Washington.
Well, we're all going to get there. So when we come back, the new seniors on campus. Very senior.
Has frequent heartburn been a persistent problem for you? Have you treated it but still suffer on 2 or more days a week? Do you keep getting heartburn even though you've changed your diet? Your heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease. Ask your doctor about Prilosec. One capsule daily can provide complete 24-hour heartburn relief because it controls acid for 24 hours. 24 hours. Ask your doctor if Prilosec is right for you. Call to learn more. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Want 24-hour heartburn relief with one daily dose? Ask your doctor about the most prescribed acid control medicine in America, Prilosec.
The truck is here. Introducing the new Silverado. It's bigger. It's more powerful. It's the truck from Chevrolet.
Dandruff, psoriasis, scalp dermatitis. If you asked all the dermatologists listed here to recommend a therapeutic shampoo, Neutrogena T-Gel would come out #1. T-Gel works on all 3 itchy, flaky scalp conditions. Neutrogena T-Gel, it works.
Life's an adventure because you're over 50 and still exploring. So take the Centrum made just for you, Centrum Silver, with age-essential nutrients specially adjusted to keep pace with your changing nutritional needs. Centrum Silver, it's a great time to be silver.
Let's say the puppy's a salesperson in an average computer store. Now, ask the salesperson a question.
What's the difference between DVD and CD-ROM? How much RAM do I really need? Oh, and can you guys install software? Okay, thanks.
We built a different place to buy a computer. Gateway Country, staffed with trained people who'll have a computer built just for you, starting as low as $9.99. Gateway Country, get more out of the box. Drop by any store or call 1-800-GATEWAY.
We're paying quite a lot of attention to the inevitable in America, growing older. Retired people, or those about to retire, have more than Social Security on their minds. Retirement can be a time of enormous freedom, enormous opportunity. There are lots of decisions to be made, where to live, what to do, how to enjoy life. ABC's Deborah Amos reports for us now on how many older Americans are finding much of what they want by going back to school.
For many, this is the picture of the perfect retirement. But thousands of older Americans are now trading their place in the sun for this, and especially this. In the past few years, some 30 retirement communities have opened in college towns.
People seek to keep a purpose in life, and that purpose is sometimes hard to find on a beach and a golf course.
Carol Zing and her husband left sunny California for retirement in Ames, Iowa. They have family nearby, but that's not the only reason.
Probably we wouldn't be here if it weren't for the university.
The university offers college courses for seniors who live here. Plus, there's a chance to mingle with students.
It's fun to have the students around because it makes you think young.
There's a 2-year waiting list to get into Green Hills Retirement Community. Most of these projects are a partnership between a university and a developer. They're designed to make money, as universities recognize the benefits of the retirement market. Universities have discovered that seniors are willing to pay a premium to live in a stimulating environment, and universities hope they'll be remembered in a will. Another benefit, here in Ithaca, New York, both Cornell and Ithaca College are using the community as a way to study aging, a living laboratory for students in gerontology courses.
Their attitudes about aging have changed. Their attitudes about their own selves as older people have changed, and their attitudes about what they want to do in life have changed.
Also changing what it means to retire in America.
Well, you see my book bag here, yes. The hair is gray, but...
This group is reinventing the way we grow old, and the baby boomers are only going to build on that.
You have a sense of life going on. You're not here to just put your feet up and do nothing.
But not with classes in the morning and hockey at night. Deborah Amos, ABC News, Ithaca, New York.
Tomorrow night we'll have a look at baby boomers and the funeral experience. We'll explain. One other piece of news from Washington today, the Supreme Court has ruled unanimously today that police may not search people and their cars after stopping them for routine traffic violations unless the police suspect another crime has been committed. The case involves an Iowa man who was stopped only for speeding but was then found to be carrying marijuana. In a moment, the charity ball.
People will ship anything.
At mailboxes, etc. We'll pack it, ship it, and get it there for you, stress-free for the holidays.
Just bring it on in and no hassle, we'll do it. We've got the supplies, we've got the packing materials.
All they have to do is fill out a label.
And they say, can you get it there tomorrow? And we say, yes, we can.
And they say, great. Now I can enjoy my family and relax for the holidays.
Mailboxes, etc., making the holidays easier worldwide.
And when you give them the answer, yes, we can, it's like, oh, my hero.
It's no mystery why millions of people have moved to the digital home entertainment of DirecTV. Because DirecTV gives them more movies, sports, and a variety of programming they just can't get from cable. So what are you looking at? If it's not DirecTV, see your retailer for a demo today.
I work out to keep my body in shape. To help keep my mind sharp, I take new Quanterra Ginkgo biloba. It helps me concentrate, maintain focus. Why Quanterra? All ginkgos aren't the same. The patented Quanterra extract was proven safe and effective by doctors in extensive clinical trials. And it increases oxygen supply to the brain. With new Quanterra mental sharpness, I feel my best, naturally. If it's not clinically proven, it's not Quanterra.
After Rick Schroder's debut on NYPD Blue, you'll want to see more.
Certain traits remind me of Andy Jr.
Rick Schroder on an all-new NYPD Blue. ABC tonight at 10/9 Central. Viewer discretion advised.
Brief review of our top story. White House Special Counsel Gregory Craig went before the House Judiciary Committee today to make the case why Mr. Clinton should not be impeached. He said that while the president's statements were evasive and even maddening, they don't constitute perjury. And a last word about basketball and charity. There was no surprise around here today when the NBA canceled this year's All-Star game. The Commissioner, David Stern, said it's because the whole season is still in jeopardy. We also heard today that some NBA stars want to play in a charity game this month to raise money for UNICEF, the UN agency that needs so much help in order to help the world's children. If only that were the whole story. It's also to raise money for players in financial need and to show that the players have the political clout to put on a game. The players make a lot of money, said Patrick Ewing, but they also spend a lot. We're sure that UNICEF will be grateful with whatever it gets. That's our report on World News Tonight. Don't forget Nightline later. I'm Peter Jennings. Have a good evening. Good night.
Tomorrow, it's not what you know about using your computer, but what it can figure out about you. Amazing technology of the future. Watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABC News, now always on.
Hi, I'm Michael J. Fox. If you like sophisticated, intelligent comedy, you should give Spin City a try. I really think you'll like it. If you like cheap, physical stuff, Spin City's probably not for you. Remember, we're doing some real highbrow stuff here.
Heads up. It's all new. Ow! Spin City and Sports Night, 9/8 Central. See you tonight.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
My father was the greatest man I ever knew in my life.
Vice President Al Gore honors his father's life and his contributions to our country. A devoted son says goodbye to his father, and a country says goodbye to a patriot.
Today, Tennessee and the nation remembered the life of former Senator Albert Gore Sr. The father of the vice president left a legacy of service and caring that touched countless lives. From Washington, D.C., the powerful came to pay tribute to a man who fought the good fight from the small town of Carthage in Smith County, Tennessee.
We have journeyed here.